This camera was nearly everything I wanted. It shoots 6.2K, has an f-log2 profile. It shoots Apple Prores internally, Apple Prores and Blackmagic Raw externally. Has a full-size HDMI port, and it has 7 custom settings on the dial. Now, Fuji started in 1934, and their main objective was to actually produce film stock for photography. And then later, they started to produce film stock for the motion picture industry in Japan. They didn't come over to the US until about the 1980s, and then they started gaining territory here. I say this because Fujifilm has been around for nearly 100 years, and the one thing that they actually mastered was color science. And that mastery of color actually shows in the X-H2S. Now, I primarily use my camera to shoot weddings, engagements, music videos, etc. For the last 4 months, I have put this camera through its paces, and it performs very well. The 6.2K in this camera looks so good, and I usually find myself recropping my image so I can get that perfect frame. Now, I also pair this with the ProRes HQ internally and with the f-log2 profile, and I can honestly say that when you're shooting this combo, it looks like you're shooting straight from a cinema camera. Now, the reason I shoot with ProRes HQ instead of the H.265 is because the ProRes will capture your image at 2,754 megabits per second. That is a ton of information that I can use to play with my colors in post. Now, the feature I was most excited about was the Apple Prores Raw. The reason is Raw gives me 12-bit color instead of just 10-bit, or even better than 8-bit. This is perfect for really pushing my image when it comes to color and exposure. This is perfect for keying skin tones, get that perfect skin tone color. This is also perfect for maintaining and bringing back your highlight information in post. There's just so many good benefits to shooting in Apple Prores Raw and then converting your image over to Cinema DNG that I'm enjoying all of them right now. Now, if you're a Mac user, you have to download the RAW converter from the App Store. You then drop your RAW footage into that converter. You convert your image over to Cinema DNG. And then once you do that, you bring that in to Resolve. And then you start inputting the settings I'm showing you right now. And that will help you convert your image over to Blackmagic Raw. This way your image can be viewed properly inside of Resolve. Now, the reason you want to shoot in RAW is because it's like shooting RAW photography in terms of it captures everything that your camera see. There's no demosaic going on. There's no sharpening or noise reduction going on in camera. What you get is a pure image that you can literally use to create anything. So the benefits of shooting the ProRes RAW is nearly the same as shooting a RAW photo. Your camera captures all the information without any in-camera processing. No demosaic, no in-camera sharpening, no in-camera noise reduction. You get a pure image that you can use to craft whatever you want. Sidney Baker Green actually did a video on this, and he can explain it a lot better than I can, so I'll link his video up top. So there is one thing I forgot to say. If you're a Mac user and you do download the RAW converter, you have to pay $75 to get the license for the Fujifilm X-H2S. This will allow you to actually use the converter so you can convert your ProRes RAW footage. Now, as a filmmaker who's beginning their journey as a colorist, this camera nearly checks all the boxes for me. I would be picking up an X-H2 to actually complement this camera, because I feel like this camera inspires me to keep pursuing and keep improving at the craft of doing what I love.